Morning.
What are you looking at?
How did you rest?
You're not going to answer
Me?
the question.
Little bit.
Little, alright. Can only imagine what you got up to in Hina Day.
Lots of climbing, eating grass, eating flowers, watching Faven, swimming.
You know, sounds like the perfect place for you. So, what's in the itinerary for today for you? Just gonna hang out with him?
Yep. Unless don't want. Could send Sprout away.
Isn't she so lucky? Shame that we've ended up back here, of all places. Hopefully not for too long.
Rather unfortunate. I'd rather go somewhere else than stay here.
Yes.
Morning. Want some bread? I'll take one.
Already?
Some bread?
I'm already going to go look out for the info people. See what they want from us.
Probably. Aye, well, have a wonderful day. If you need anything, you know I'm around.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey.
If anybody has
Morning.
Morning.
Well, I just told them.
Have you seen Amit, by the way?
What's this?
No,
I wanted
he
to
is
keep him updated on a
tired.
few things. Let him rest then.
I can tell him.
Tell him, nah, it's fine. I'd rather pass it personally, but at the very least, just, well, it was mostly that I haven't seen him in a while, so I just wanted to check in just to make sure, but if
I
he's
think
resting
he's
'cause he's
okay.
tired, tell him I hope he rests well.
Hey, Seaside. Good morning. Morning. Back to the cheery dark again, huh?
Hey,
Hey.
want some bread?
One word for it.
Ow.
Maybe though.
Surely more advertising than your brows.
Hi guys.
Something that feels
Did you want mauvaise mauvaise?
Has no one ever told you that it is rude to speak with your mouth full?
No.
Consider yourself enlightened.
Are you sad now?
Who?
You?
No.
Because I eat
Why
it
would I?
with my mouth full? Wait.
I don't know how else you intended to eat without filling your mouth first, but
Eat it with talking?
I don't know what you're trying to do with.
I think it's okay.
usually it is considered quite rude. Though it's some make the exception.
Gonna put what's left of it over.
I understand that, but the less we understand about our situation,
Did
the
you want
trouble
more?
we're gonna find ourselves in.
No, that's okay.
I don't know, just shimmering nothing in a hole once.
Very well.
I don't know.
Very well. What is Faven doing today?
than, I suppose, avoiding the locals around here.
Okay. Would you like for me to be quiet?
Why would you wish to be quiet?
Because Faven is usually quiet, and Sprout is not. And it is early? And so maybe Sprout is too loud.
Sprout is fine.
Okay. Sprout is fine. Faven doesn't like the locals?
No. Information brokers, the lot of them.
What does that mean?
They find value in gathering and trading information. And far worse things as well. You
Morning,
should be
Lord Faven.
cautious around. Good
Morning, Sprout.
Hi.
I feel like I haven't seen you in quite a while. I hope you're doing well.
I am so fast.
Is that so?
Yes.
Well, good for you, Sprout. I'll see you later. I just was heading up to grab some food.
The bread is good.
Thank you. I'll have to try it out.
But knowing is good. Information broker is good?
For those who are willing to pay for their services, yes. Which is why you should show caution around them.
Okay.
Anything given for free is practically a gift in their eye. Something to be used for profit later.
Yes.
At all.
Nothing is free.
Yes. And the more these people know about you, the more power they hold to potentially cause you trouble down the line if someone is to request their services.
Mitt was always cautious here. I can't remember why.
It would be wise for anyone who visits to be cautious.
Yes.
Those with things to hide even more so.
You think we're going to be handling
Yes.
it or Pino there?
Think about the Fort Griffin, what?
Clifton. It's where Meredith is.
I want to climb in that thing's mouth.
I have no idea.
Yes, it's a
Into
question of the
its
truth,
mouth.
Yes, and sit on it.
Whether we'd rather handle it or
And what makes you think that
let
is
Pino they
a wise
protect his
idea?
character from there.
Because it is really tall.
You know, they
I want to be really tall.
protected from there because now the whole military is not fully
It means you'll be at quite the height for you to tumble and fall.
I am so careful.
Those teeth, while not likely to chomp at you, will most likely still be sharp.
I use them to climb.
gonna be, you know, they are closer to it.
What is the highest point that you have ever climbed?
Recently?
That you remember?
They took me to the mountains once. I had to climb my way up. It was cold. And slippery.
Hino is going to be the main supplier of the alu. I want to see if
But I was good at it.
for helping Hino there.
The snow does not phase
Wasn't
you.
Shimmering nothing
the-
can
Um, It was cold.
plan to get
It hurt.
the alu from the
But I'm okay.
spirit realm and be able to replicate it with the artifact realm?
depends if the alu outside, if you attempt to replicate it with the artifact, can mimic the effects of being, imbued with the mana. But likely, but very likely, we are unable to do
What
that.
do you seek
The good
by
thing
being
is,
so?
I talked to the Kitsune before we left.
I can see a lot of things.
The Empress, and we're going to see if we can negotiate.
And I'm closer to the
the
sky.
to be grown within the spirit realm. From there,
Maybe I can get close enough and it will hear me.
shimmering nothing can be in
The sky.
Yes.
You think the sky listens to those down here that reach high enough up to it?
Yes, but it doesn't hear us because we are all the way down here. So if we get closer on the fin or up a rock, then maybe we can tell it things and it will listen. Toffee said it listens.
Which is the decision.
Toffee said that it listens. And what did she say that she tells of this sky?
She didn't say what she tells the sky. But I guess
Then what would you tell the sky?
I would tell it about you and Mitt and Toffee and Spur. Maybe not Spur. Maybe Spur and Finn. And I would ask it to keep us safe and to always have stars and to always be blue because blue is nice. And maybe what I had to eat that morning. And I would ask it why it cries so much.
I see.
I think it is lonely. Like Mitt. Maybe we give it friends.
Surely if there was something or someone up there to listen to your ramblings, it would be all more than aware of most from their spectacular vantage position. All the things that they must see and be aware of.
Yes. But what if it is so far that it can't tell us what it wants to say too? It's waiting for someone to get closer. Or what if what's on the other side? What's on the other after it?
The
What's up
other
there?
side of the
Yes.
sky.
Like we can dig and there's things down here. But what is after the sky? You know?
What a peculiar question.
Ow. I want to see it.
You do know there are those that study the sky. Have you ever spoken to any of them?
No, I didn't know that.
Perhaps you should.
Who here?
I'm unaware of any among those aboard the ship, though I imagine it the perfect opportunity. One that is interested in such research, granted its proximity, relative to most everywhere else.
Are there books Maybe I won't eat those. Mia is teaching me to read.
Yes, I imagine you'll find ample books on the subject.
I will read them when I know how.
How long have these reading lessons been going on?
A long time. Almost since Sprout got there. On Kalypsia. That is why I can speak better.
Extent is fine, but unless we want to make an enemy out of literally every of this nerd
How
well,
much
we should hold
progress
off
has
until
Sprout
we
made
came out there.
in this endeavor?
They mentioned directly to me via call.
You might need to ask Mia. I don't know how to measure that.
We should find the group first and then maybe come back.
I was going to suggest
How
searching
many
the place and
books
see
have
if we
you
could find
read?
any information.
None. I've eaten a lot, though.
Well, Myth.
Not sure that's quite the intended method of information absorption.
Yes, Mia doesn't like it.
Ethan?
No, I imagine not.
I'll get everything bloody in there.
Is everything alright?
His hands are covered in blood. If I touch anything in there, it's gonna get all bloody. I can't. It's gonna be up to one of you two.
I'll come with you.
Worry about it.
We helped some people and we're just looking for them now.
Good. I see. I think I can put two and two together.
Yeah, for now. Yeah, if you stay around, I'm gonna say no to it.
Although there doesn't seem to be anyone around, so...
Not
Where did they
here.
go? The portal came here.
Maybe inside there?
The portals drop off in there? The only one I know about is that.
No, I'd rather meant maybe they went in there for cover and protection.
Well, I'm a gambling man, so.
As if you looked around inside the tent, you would have seen that there's not been... If they came back, they didn't go there. That's not you.
I don't think they came back here yet. At least not this way.
I wonder what has these folk all so aggravated to the point that they have their weapons drawn.
Fable slavers bringing her home.
They shouldn't go in there.
Alright.
If you're going to help, help.
Mitt said not to
If you're not
steal.
going to help, stay out of my way.
Listen, if you're attacking them, they're not going to be happy with us, so kind of got dragged into that event.
Oh.
So, nothing.
Keep in mind, you're going to make an enemy of every ne'er-do-well on the face of this plane, so...
That's kind of Kalypsia's fucking motto at this point, isn't it?
What's a few more enemies?
We should keep looking.
Agreed.
Are you provisioned? Do you need anything? I can give you potions.
Well, I think he might need a healing potion, but I don't know if he'll take it right now.
Yeah, take
Just
one, give
remember,
it to him when he's...
Shivering
normal.
nothing has eyes and ears everywhere, so whatever you do, they're going to see it anyways. Just keep yourself safe.
It seems as though some are intent on getting themselves wound up in trouble.
Sounds like Fable got caught. It will be more trouble if they take her.
Well, Yes, but I'm not sure what they expected of the sort of folk that make a place like this their home.
Hmm.
As I said, there are many reasons to remain cautious. Don't suppose you've seen a guy today?
Not today. Mitt would not sell me.
It's been a while.
He said
Few
he
days.
wouldn't. He would not do that.
But it has.
And he's not here. And Faven wouldn't,
Have you
right?
recovered it?
Mm. I am not afraid. If they send me back, I will go back. But I would be sad. I would miss them. A lot. But it is not my place. And I should not get attached. That is what I was taught.
We've journeyed for quite some time now toward the Kalypsia.
Yes.
Does Sprout have a favorite of all the destinations we've visited?
Mm. Mm. The one with the water? The city with the big forest? Where we met Eatherbane?
Water, forest, and Eavesdropping. It is still a little vague, but I'm imagining the port city.
I think so. It was small and had a really long path outside. And there was a griffin at one point. I had a lot of nice conversations with Mid. Mia.
Slavers were seen recently with Fable.
Yes.
A few people intend to go and collect them.
Okay.
This will be at odds with our hosts here.
Yes.
So long as you're both informed.
The Kalypsia doesn't understand.
Correct.
But their actions will get us all in trouble.
Most likely.
Unsavory folk in general. Be
I
sure
will
to,
stay
like,
with
make
you
enemies out of them.
and keep you safe.
It is appreciated.
Hmm.
Or should I expect enemy forces?
Maybe.
Your wound. Was it from the wall?
Where she might be.
Hi.
Connor.
Sprout.
Maybe.
Lord Faven.
Don't be using your soul sign.
Did you hear of what was taking
Hi.
place?
You're going to be doing something.
Yes.
It's probably
If anything, I'd
still
say
is a very poor decision.
for now.
I imagine we should expect some
I am
Support from the
inclined
distance.
repercussions on their behalf.
See, but
Most likely. It's unfortunate.
I am
I
inclined
was
to say
hoping
that
that
if
during
it's
our time
to
here
be
we could
to their own
perhaps
well-being
speak to
and
some of the
Be wary.
in this place to try
I
and
know.
avoid.
That one likes to listen.
decide whether
well,
to
then
go
don't
Oh,
overdo it
I did
then.
not
That's-
know.
That's the only other.
Okay.
That is certainly
I will
I
always
don't
look up.
enforce
optimistic
things
hope.
here.
And you stay
Yes.
near people with
I'm
the
much more
blade
down
for
for
the
that.
naturally wild one.
If they're
That's what I
injured,
mean.
will you serve them?
It's a poor decision.
Even without
Those
the
uncomfortable.
interference,
That's my trust.
Good. Good.
It was going to be difficult.
they're guaranteed to prevent
I'm not sure.
a potential future revenue stream.
A very fair question.
So a problem that no doubt will have to be dealt with
Does
at
the
some
If they go
in time.
on
exert
a whole
enough
slaughtering speed, probably not.
Well, potentially.
Hopefully not.
I think that is wise.
As I said, I have my suspicions of their interference
They
in the
have every
past.
right to
So
operate here.
Yes.
There
And
are
given
other
some of the
ways of
things that
doing
they profit
things.
in,
So if they,
I imagine there are
know,
advances that would
get
very
hurt,
much be
but they
against.
don't kill any of them, then I'll treat injuries.
Oh, yes.
If they just kill
Very
everybody, I'm not
much
going
so.
to get myself into trouble.
I suppose that if Fable was taken from here, then the other part was disrupted the sanctity. But that is not as it has been described.
Hopefully we can all
Yes.
avoid
If-
getting
if
dragged
somebody
in.
was taken from here, then that would obviously be more or less a slight against the Shimmer. Nothing, because they
But
were
I'm
taken
doubtful.
from here while they were under our, visage.
seems
and,
quite the war party
they
they
were
managed to
guests here,
form for
so-
this liberation.
With Nyx leading the
I think
charge.
that I will observe, so that I can understand events.
Yes, most curious.
If you can, do
The
your
old
best to make sure they
pirate
don't
should
get
know how these things work, unfortunately.
too bloodthirsty.
It appears he does not care.
I will
Wait, we
protect what
kind of
life
bit
I am
late on
able,
that.
but
Unsurprising given his bloodthirst. Yes.
Be careful.
I suppose actually I probably would head that way just to start saving lives if I need to, actually.
Blood has already been spilled. And complete.
Wasn't there a rule against causing trouble or
Yeah.
But
something
they
here?
already fight somebody.
They do.
The only thing to damage
They saw
control
Nyx,
is
he was
cut the
probably
losses
Yeah.
and try to isolate ourselves.
I have no idea if you
I
can
would
see her
agree.
outside.
Give me 1
I
second.
just know who
If
they're.
it's outside, I don't really care. If it's here, then
I just know who they're fighting and why they're fighting.
My bow leg is too bow leg.
Is it here or outside?
well, fighting here is a terrible
Personally, I
life.
find very little value
I
in
know.
remaining here. Unless we are able to
You're
make
fighting in your
I can't
town,
count that high.
losing
significant
town.
movements to disrupt their
And I cannot see your fingers.
I would agree.
dealings.
Perhaps if the others that are currently on the warpath are able to do so in such a way that they will not recover. But I am doubtful.
So, just for the whole politics of it, we're saying you all are staying neutral in this ordeal that is currently occurring.
Not just neutral, but far from this.
Yes,
Good.
that is the
Because
intention.
I'm obviously going to be questioned in regards to this, and I'd rather not get my head cut off, so.
I do not even know where I am.
This is the Shimmering Nothing.
Yes.
Ah.
The most illegal black market in the world.
How are you faring, by the way, Mimoto?
I am in excessive pain, and I have a massive headache. It makes it hard to concentrate.
Well then, take it easy,
I saw
please.
Sato a moment ago.
If I am given leave to, yes.
I think we're going to be kicked out of the Shimmering Nothing soon.
I think you're right.
Surprising knowing you.
Let me see if I can find.
Honestly, I'm surprised it took this
I'll be
long,
right
if I'm being perfectly honest.
I'll take a look.
I understand Fable's life is in danger and all that, but
Is it?
I don't believe it's technically in danger.
They were literally
It is
trying
if-
to. They were literally trying to sell her. They wouldn't just damage what they deem as goods.
if that were the case, then Nyx would already have her back.
That is not entirely true with slavery. It depends what they would use them for.
But they wouldn't want to damage. They would want something like that of product of top condition.
Yeah, it's to sell her, but they weren't able. But from what Nyx spoke of, it doesn't seem like they were able to negotiate for any kind of deal or any kind of price range. So, seems like she's not up for sale. So,
To be honest, as far as Nyx's talking goes, I'm no offense to him, but he also seems like the type to pull out a weapon during a negotiation.
he's hot-headed at most.
Weren't he rather close with Fable and Sable as well?
He was, so he would fight to get them back.
This is
Respectable there, but
it's understandable, but everyone else is going to get caught in the crossfire. Even if we don't get ourselves involved, the entirety of Kalypsia has a bit of a reputation
if we
now.
state that we stay neutral, then we should at least be fine to
That might not even
be
be
here
an
to
option if
leave.
we're seen as a group. Yes.
Yeah, if we
Yeah,
make
if
sure
we
and
see
state
them,
that we remain neutral,
we
then
stay
we should
out
at
of
least be able to leave safely when the time comes.
We do indeed, Sprout.
To some degree, it might be able to sanction us, perhaps a
We will stay
return
out
of
of it.
goodwill, at least among those that are abstaining from the unnecessary violence. To some degree. Don't know how unnecessary it is.
Or we could be basically
it's good
having
to-
to fight several people the Shimmering Nothing now. But let's hope not. Let's hope that things are going fine and things will go smooth.
It's best to try to plan ahead rather than act in the moment, which us staying neutral is planning ahead just in case we ever need their services again. So there's at least some folks that still have good standing with them on the Kalypsia. What do you think about all of this, Sprout?
I don't.
I
Fair
wish
enough.
I could. Honestly, I wish I could be like that.
Well, we're as head empty as we can be.
Yeah, true.
I mean, she does, but she doesn't really have an opinion, I guess, about all of
Technically
this.
speaking, as they've said, we
Faven
can
says
just
they'll
leave.
stay out of
We
it, so
can
they'll
go
stay out of
back.
it. That's who she's listening to today.
And if they closed it because of what they all did, but
Oh, there's Connie. I was starting to get worried.
Here's another issue. If they get killed, does
They
whatever
may send someone our
future
way, so we can inform them that we intend to have no involvement and have no say in what is taking place.
might be fucked over if they die or get
gotta try
harmed?
to
Or...
think positive.
We'll see.
I'm trying.
Think towards
Everyone
the
else is
worst.
very much on the warpath. Orpheus is trying to gather information, just in case.
What's going on with them? Are they still kicking
They're
up a
all
fuss?
surging forward into battle, I guess. I'm not sure.
In the marketplace.
Yes!
That
We're
is
just
such
putting
a
the
bad
weapons.
look.
That's practically fighting on holy ground.
Yes,
For
I,
those here.
Yeah.
those are just merchants just
Merchants.
somewhat make a living of some kind.
To be fair, it is a black
I'm
market.
I'm fine.
but still trying to make a
Everything
living.
will be fine. You will be fine.
Same consideration. Those fools
You're panicking a
haven't
little bit.
evidently paid any
How can I not?
thought to how dangerous this place
We
and its
just
people
got out of Hinade after a terrible
And that
plague
danger
thing.
is definitely not just
Honestly,
contained to this little
barely holding it back myself.
slice of thievery.
Going
Take it.
forward,
I will
feel
panic
like this
for
should
you.
have
Do
been
not worry,
instilled in the first
bitch.
place, but should we just make bets on, or like plan ahead in case Nyx tries to mess things up again?
We should probably plan ahead.
Nyx is
just in
always
case Nyx tries
hostile.
to mess things up.
He has hurt everyone I care about. This
what
does
is
not
it
surprise
now?
Sprout.
Twice in a row right now?
Going to such lengths to account for someone so
I meant
unaccountable.
here.
It is
If
surely
you mean in the
easier
future,
to
I
just
can't
remove
really say.
the person
But
from the equation.
Osato,
Easier said than done.
have you spoken to Miyamoto-san?
once again, I can't
No.
truly blame him for wanting to get Fable
He
back,
has
but there's probably better
Potions,
ways
I
to do
believe,
it than
that
how
he
they're
would like
doing it.
identified. He is in need of your assistance.
He seems to be thinking with his fists. I
See, that's
believe
the
he
problem.
tried.
If he
really
had
wanted it.
He's going to pull out one of the pain relief
he would have
potions.
taken into consideration the place that we're in and ensured their safety before their
The
capture.
one you gave to us in the.
And he doesn't necessarily need to confront them the first chance they get.
Do you know what it does?
If he was smarter about it, he
you
would have
told us
went
that
on a perhaps more
it's a
planned
relief
way
pill.
instead of just outright
Especially
threatening.
serious ones.
A less emotional one, yes.
Yeah.
One that didn't
I mean,
get everyone in danger.
I'm not
That is
totally
good to
against
know.
him stealing her back, but that would have,
That was very helpful.
if done in a
Sped it
more
up.
incognito way.
Planned?
Yes, very incognito.
I've been in exceptional pain for 2
That
days.
would have been the move to make.
I think he's not going with
For
him.
now, we just have to.
We still need to have that whole conversation with the shimmering nothing people.
Oh, this is gonna go well.
And that's why we're keeping ourselves neutral, so then we can at least have that talk with them if they still want to talk to, or at least those who didn't. Some folks might just call us cowards or something, but honestly, I don't care.
This is really cowardly if we
I'm
value
thinking
the
with my
life of
brain rather than my own
everyone
fist.
and seeing the threats before us.
I mean, it's not so bad to be cowardly and valuing your own life.
It is
There's
not so
cowardice and then
bad.
there's stupidity. I do not believe this is cowardice. This is a measured approach.
Fair enough then. I was just
You just
saying they might call me as such since I value my own wings more than the person who's caused us problems on multiple occasions.
Ow! Stepped on something sharp.
They... Anything of note?
It appears that Nyx is willing to distance himself entirely from the Kalypsia, so we should not have to worry too much.
Good.
Okay.
He is a problem and has hurt everyone I care about.
However, he has a large following.
Yeah. There was a
We're
lot of
not
people.
going to let him go on his own.
Some of those people we rely on to be peacekeepers aboard the Kalypsia.
He has endangered us several times and has
Was
hurt
I right in
everyone I
hearing
care
that
about.
Said was goading them on?
Well, he's with them, so it doesn't make it any better.
Zedros has stated that since we've already taken the first steps, might as well go all the way.
Cedros is a
God.
fool.
And he's a guard? He's a sentinel?
Not only a sentinel, I believe the deputy of the
He was essentially our go-to guard amongst the Sentinels to actually talk to. I know he's not their captain, but he was like one of the... Okay.
Are we practicing breathing exercises?
Yes, it calms the nerves.
We are definitely.
I am lightheaded.
You only now
Can we go sit down?
identify the incompetence of the Sentinels.
Who wants to join us in sitting down? Calms the nerves as well.
Sit down at the table.
A good idea.
I will stand guard. I will protect you if you would like to sit.
If you would like.
Come on. Yeah, let's.
What's Alden doing?
Helping them.
Well,
We are in an open
seems
area.
as though their excursion has yet to prove fruitful.
I want them to reunite with their brother, and that obviously Grimwood's family, I get that, but...
You have no desire to take up arms and follow along.
No.
And what if it had been your Mitt that had found themselves captured?
I would simply go with him.
I see.
I know better than to fight the Accord. It is not as simple as saving Fable. They will always look for her if she is not bought.
Yes, all those fools will place targets atop their own heads. Most likely us as well, by extension.
Yes, they will see what they can earn, and if they are capable, they will want them too.
Yes.
And you are in the most danger.
And what makes you say that?
You are a noble. They can get a lot from you.
Yes.
As Mitt says, I will keep my head on a swivel.
At the very least, if there are fools running around with their weapons out looking for a fight, it will mean that those eyes, for now at least, will be drawn to the fools.
Yes.
Well, I believe there is benefit to having none and having quite a bit. But having an in-between of just some, and think you have more than that, that is a lot more detrimental than either's. Either
Fair
choice
enough.
and selection.
How's it going? Any updates on what they were all doing?
I believe Akane might have something to pass on soon, but no. Nothing as of yet. Other than it seems they are still on the search.
Running around with their weapons out?
Well, it proves that they have yet to be successful.
Oh, just fair.
Perhaps it is better that they're not.
Honestly, yeah, it might be better that they're not. technically speaking.
To some degree, I suppose, unless they walk around like restless dogs, just looking for something to chomp on.
Yes, or do not already take slight at the attempt. It may not matter, even if we fail.
Though I'm rather sure there would be those upset at the mere intention.
They only gave us one rule, and we broke it.
Don't cause trouble. And yeah, they broke it.
There's such a we of terminology here. I distaste it.
It is unfortunate,
Honestly.
but it's true. Even if we are innocent.
Very much so.
Is it bad that I'm more surprised that they hadn't broken it sooner?
We had no reason to. They would. Well, they.
She was alert.
Whereas
I think we're gonna be fine. I don't think anything's gonna come over here. But the moment I drop my guard, something will probably happen, so.
Perhaps some danger, but no outright movements, at least on their side.
Yeah, fair enough.
I want to sit down. They're starting to hurt my feet.
I will admit I am a little surprised it took them as long as it did for them to make any move against any member from the chamber.
Glad I'm not the only one that's surprised then.
Again, something to consider when banking on.
It's true. I've said multiple times at Sprout too that like if they see that she's not being used, or if she is like in good quality, they might try and buy her back or take her so that they can resell her for more profit. She's not safe. But she doesn't really understand her own value, only others. He is the most valuable thing here right now. Logistically. Her heart says it's Amit, but Faven is the most valuable because he can give them so much.
Well, now I know for sure that folks have to at least move in groups while we're down, while we're still in here.
That much is true, yes.
And she's already really pissed off with half the Kalypsia for even buying Killer. Because they bought him to free him, and that is not a concept that they understand. If anything, they are ripping away the only thing that they know and forcing freedom on them without properly teaching them how to be free. If you've noticed, even the way they try to teach Sprout and Killer, it is through commands. And it's just teaching them that, you know, they are going to do what their keepers want them to do. Killer will always do what Toffee wants him to do. Sprout will do what Amit wants her to do. If Toffee's like, pick one of these two things, and he says, okay, well, which one do you like? He'll pick the one she likes, because that's what she likes. Not because of his own shit. I don't know. It's a whole thing. It's not as easy as just taking the collar off and being like, here you go, here's freedom. They don't understand that. And in some cases, it's actually way harder on them to be free than it was for them to be slaves. So, I could talk about that forever, to be honest.
What's coming back? We can ask
Exactly.
what's going on.
Exactly.
What's going on?
Apparently, I got a bit more information from Alden. Nix and a few others tried to, attack the slavers and Celesta using the whole ring portals thing, I believe. And, didn't work out, so that's how they teleported through here. But Nix did say he might renounce his word that he is a part of the Kalypsia, but people are still following along beside him, and in turn, I don't really think renouncing that you're no longer part of the Kalypsia is going to really change how it.
As
Shimmer,
long as he's aboard it, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Yes, exactly.
So unless he stays back in the city once we go through the portal, I already forgot what the city was called.
Yeah. To that end, like, I know out of character how fucked up it all is.
Here anymore. So.
The Magic City.
And I know that morally it is correct to not want to have
Unless he
people be
stays back in
slaves.
Because I'm pretty sure that's isn't that where the Kalypsia still is?
Yes. But
we're gonna have to go back to Rivendell then.
I can understand the drive that these characters have.
Either case
Sprout
of all
doesn't.
this, it's just messy.
Yeah.
It is absolutely true that Sprout is flawed in this way. She is a mentally
Kalypsia is, so we have to, go there.
flawed individual.
Get back on board. Yeah.
She was taught incorrectly.
At least I assumed that was the plan.
Have a seat, though. Calm your nerves a little.
By the way,
And Mia only enforces this bad behavior, if you've noticed.
by the way, I found out that
So
the
does Jasper.
mackerel at the
So does
fish
Faven.
all scream when you bite them.
I wanted to get away from that.
Riveting news to the topic.
Honestly, that's the best. No, that's the best news I've heard today because it's just
They're not-
something that doesn't.
They're not alive, but
cause
they
us to
scream.
panic.
I
Honestly,
hate
if you
this
want more of
information
those,
you've given me.
if you want more of those funny fruits and such, you should probably get them before.
Amit does his best. He's made the most progress, despite it being a little slow. Even Maeve doesn't
Then
teach her
again,
right.
I don't want to be
okay.
tiny ever
I am not
again.
associating with
You
what
are
they're
tiny.
doing. I'm sure there's a much better way
He
to go
isn't
about this
tiny.
that doesn't require us
But you were cute,
bloodying
though.
the streets and
Why you were tiny?
causing us to have
You
more
were also
enemies.
chased by the dog. Yeah, I'd rather not, especially not ones who associate with the 100.
I try not to make it frustrating for the players around me, though, so that they can still make progress, because otherwise they might just give up on her, which would suck.
What does it
I told you what they did. I literally just told you.
do? Oh yeah, it screams. I'm good for now. I had breakfast. So. I had breakfast
This is
back
my
in.
breakfast.
I had breakfast back in Hena
Don't-
Day before
please
me
don't
and
eat
Snow
that.
left.
I don't want to
I
know
have
how
to eat
Mackerel
to
screams.
survive.
Can you eat? There's obviously other
Can you like
foods
cover
you
its
could eat.
mouth while you
Actually,
eat?
does
I
it
mean, it
scream?
gets-
Does it scream all the way down when you swallow it whole?
Yes, it keeps
true.
screaming until it's digested.
I hope that she's like a very literate character someday. She is making progress.
Seems uncomfortable.
Vocally,
because
she's
it's,
made
like,
tons of
screaming
progress. She's gonna learn how to read soon. She's gonna learn how to write soon.
Look,
And then she needs to learn how to be a person, but that's probably the longest one.
Do you hear it more if you open your mouth when it's still in your stomach?
What are you talking about over there? I tuned out.
Dragonkin,
you
we
need
tend
to-
to eat fish. This is just normal for us.
Go ahead.
We go away, Faven.
What the fuck? I don't know.
Place is yet to evolve into absolute chaos, I suppose.
Hmm. Faven wants to go swimming?
No, I would not trust the water here even if I did.
I went swimming in it. I'm okay.
Bold of you.
I still have all of my fingers. But maybe something inside me is wrong, and I wouldn't even know. Don't go swimming.
You seem fine enough. And what? We had been out in Hinode for a fair few days, so surely if something drastic had altered, you would have felt its effects by now.
Yes, maybe. I was being extra careful because Mia asked me to. Otherwise, I couldn't help. And everyone was getting sick. Someone just ran over there.
Yes.
I have a question. We are not to get involved, but if they get hurt, would you like me to heal them?
Excuse me? I'm sorry to
I
interrupt,
suppose
but
it depends who it is.
just so you're aware, something's about to happen that may decide if we can stay in the nothing or not. Nyx is about to attack people.
Yes.
Well aware.
Just so you're aware, over by the main portals.
There goes Akane.
Just if you want to get involved or you want to be aware, that's just so you know.
Good on Warped for trying to get people involved. Okay, in that case, I will ask for your permission before I heal anyone today.
It's your healing. It's not mine to govern.
But I am following you. And we are not to get involved.
Does that mean you are beholden to all of my requests?
Yes.
Surely there are many that you would not wish to follow through with if they were given.
Maybe. It doesn't matter. It never has. I will do what Faven wants me to do. That is the way. If Mitt were here, it would be the same.
I'm not sure how any of them do it. Remain here for so long. This place just feels dead.
You don't like it.
No.
Me neither. I can't see the sky. And I miss home.
And where do you consider home to be?
On the ship. That is where the house is, and where Flora is, and the Chicogriffs are, and Finn.
Yes, I suppose it has been quite some time since you've seen your
We check on them to take care of them, but it has been a while since we've just slept there. Or spent a long time there.
Yes, this place is awfully dreary. No sky, no plants, hardly any greenery at all, in fact.
The dirt tastes funny.
I suppose I should not be all too surprised by that.
I think so. Bakery hasn't told me that Flora's gone, but I know that Bakery's bringing in a different character. Bakery's been helping out with SCP stuff. Does Faven have a favorite place we've been?
Why, Valinor, of course. After all, there's no place quite like home.
You're right. Keep turning towards the wall.
An unexpected delight.
The one that makes you sad. I am so sorry.
Yes.
Akane is coming quickly. So is Minato?
Kane,
Ooh.
Faven, Sprout.
any news on the adventure of the fools?
They're currently standing off with the Sunfire Accord, it would seem. Looks like it may come to blows. they're preparing themselves at the very least for it. So, we may find ourselves in a precarious position soon.
So we might. No, we might. Has any effort been made at resolving this without coming to blows?
Some. Unfortunately, it seems they're very wrapped up in this. I doubt any real chance of diplomacy can happen now. My thinking is that if this does go towards the worst, and we are all at risk at any point in here, we should stick together and try to get to the portals.
Yes.
What do you think, Sprout?
I will do what you say.
We can all stick together then.
Alden.
Keep each other safe.
Hello. Sorry to interrupt, but since Toffee seems to be negotiating for the release of Fable and some other slave, I thought that Fabian, who the money is likely to come out of, would like to know. As Toffee stumbled upon a fortune sometime in the past few days.
That's funny. That's really funny.
Bold of you to presume that I would finance yet another one of her reckless purchases.
Well, I don't know, but depending on who she mentions is gonna finance, it will be your problem unless you want to deal with the Shimmering Nothing.
He could just say no.
Whatever the case, that's what's happened. They came through, they had a rough interaction, and it seems the Shimmering Nothing sided with them. They're currently negotiating the settings at the whatever sand tent. I forget. Sun imagery is very common.
The Accord.
Yeah, that one. Anyway.
Thank you.
Well, that was awfully rude. He said it as if the weight fell upon Faven himself.
Toffee doesn't speak with any actual authority on this matter either. She could be putting herself in a very...
What I'm saying is the way Alden put it, as if even Toffee's choices also fell on Faven.
I would agree.
Yep. Toffee is just like spending Faven's money. And she's not even talking to him about it first. Ugh.
Certainly strikes me as an odd choice of diplomat given the situation.
If they're negotiating price terms, then there was perhaps a chance that Nyx could have actually, if he had thought out his plans, or at least not been so rash, this could have all been avoided.
So the same. They were looking to make coin. If they were willing to make these kinds of negotiations, we could have done it from the start.
A pirate has to always bring up a point that we are dealing with slavers.
Perfectly fair. Yes. I find it curious that one of the troublemakers is causing problems for us, trying to save the other.
You mean Toffee saving Nyx in this case? Or
No.
Nyx saving Sable?
Toffee is at
Fable?
least trying to take a wiser course. I mean, Nyx attempting to save Fable.
I did hear that they were close. Regardless, since it seems like there's talks going on, if you want to have that talk, now we are more than available.
Yes,
Or would you rather have it under better circumstances? I would not be opposed.
Snow is running. She went inside.
let's go take a look. Perhaps we can have that conversation. Let's check on stuff.
What do you do when the instructions given to you by those you follow contradict one another?
There is an order. Mitt is at the top. His orders come first. Mitt isn't here. After that, it is Eli. Kind of. Sometimes I think he doesn't understand. After that, it's you. And after that, it's Mia.
A simple enough system, I suppose. And you follow through regardless of personal conflict.
Yes.
But surely you must still feel conflict.
Sometimes.
What does Sprout do? Sprout feels conflicted with orders given.
She does them anyway. Even if I don't want to sometimes. Orpheus, the situation is escalated.
Permission to ambush them. At the cost of us being kicked out.
That is an ultimatum.
I've gathered Nyx and I believe her name is Shay.
True.
Dragonkin in the light. I've been talking with the info broker, and it appears that we've been given loose permission should we only attack the Sunfire Accord. It will come at the cost of us never returning, though, from what I hear.
Good, this place
Seems
sucks.
there is no honor amongst thieves after all.
From what I can tell, it appears that this Sunfire Accord is also not very liked. And that is the only reason this is viable.
you think it likely that they'll follow through?
Definitely.
Can we walk and talk, and can you tag along with us? Things are getting worse, it seems. I'd rather not see you all ambushed as well.
Very well.
Thank you. We're heading towards the infirmary.
We should move on.
Orpheus is keeping an eye on things. He'll let us know if it gets worse.
I want to sit down. Yeah, the Sunfire cord goes everywhere. They are large. They have many branches. What they've done to Sprout is just one of several branches.
But if our...
And I do live and work here, so...
If our associates were to come here seeking aid even after wronging you, I'm not asking...
If they've killed somebody within the Shivering Nothing unprovoked, they forfeit any healing.
Well, your sky sucks.
In my eye and part of my brain.
Is that the
As you can imagine, brawls occur. We do have an inn, and this isn't the only one. So brawls and disagreements do occur, but the moment there is a death, then obviously it is more severe, and as a result, for myself, especially in this case, if they do end up killing somebody, I could be seen as an attack, and if I heal them, then I could be seen as complicit. So I will not be healing anybody in regards to that group if a death were to occur on the other side.
Then I will most likely see to it that you are informed if such a thing does happen.
Would be appreciated. So this only goes for that group. Obviously all of you, as long as you do not get involved with that altercation. If you were to get injured by stray fire or something, by all means I will treat you.
You are alright, Sprout?
Yes, I am protecting Faven. Is Mia okay?
I am unharmed, if perhaps annoyed.
As I say, I don't treat stupid, and if you attack somebody openly here, of all places, that's stupidity.
Maybe I should stop thinking about doing that.
There is only so much to be done. I'm trying to at least keep myself aware of things, but...
Yes. For us, that is what Orpheus is for.
I mean, the one that jumped off of the roof thinking he could fly by flapping his arms.
That is
didn't
reasonable.
do anything stupid again after that.
I wish you
I
luck.
told him I wasn't going to heal
Please be
him.
careful.
Okay.
Should we possibly start heading nearby the portal now?
If they are in that direction, then again I wish to distance myself from anyone.
They're over by the tent.
We can wait over here, and then if worse comes to worse, just run for the portal.
What are your thoughts?
I'm pretty sure.
Well, you should be fine. You're not getting involved.
Given the
At the very
distance,
least, we'll be told
given the distance to the portal, it would be a bad idea for us to wait here.
no further.
Yeah.
Especially with those of lesser speed.
Again, they are
I believe you asked when I referenced the person who jumped off the roof, yeah, somebody climbed up there, thought if they flapped their arms hard enough, they would fly, and then proceeded to jump.
Holy shit.
As you can imagine, they
As soon as we're off duty, I'm sitting the fuck down.
The corner towards the bridge.
And then proceeded to think that I was going to heal her, and I just simply said I don't heal stupid.
I'm sorry, it just reminded me of something.
That was going to say.
I have to say, was it your first attempts at flying?
I'll put that part to the end.
That's a yes. Wait. Are we speaking of Leto?
The doctor knows.
Was the reason that I was made to lead.
So you have very beautiful ways.
Definitely.
I feel we've chosen correctly.
What?
Miyamoto has pointed out that we may not be best staying here.
Yeah.
To take a turn for the worse.
Exactly.
The portal is better to be in a position where we can actually make an excellent.
I knew what you meant. You're right.
So
It's all a very foolish decision. I don't know how this roleplay is going to punish heroics, though. So we'll see. It's nice to have a group of people who are against what everyone else is doing, though. Rather than everyone just jumping.
Getting involved, that way I could obviously assist in regards to it. Considering you may be from one place, but you're not one group. You are all individuals.
But again, to the Veil, I think the Veilies will be told to leave very aggressively. And as long as we comply.
Regardless, I do think we should at least be prepared for the worst. Just in case.
His eyes are closed. Is Vaven tired?
Is your prerogative, but I don't think anything that significant would occur that, you'd need to run for your life, as long as you're not the one openly attacking people.
Really conflicted.
I'm gonna make my way back over there.
Would you like to talk about it?
If something were to happen, I'm there to treat those that can't be moved. So, if you need me, I'll be on that side of the town.
Here comes Alden.
No. And I mean this in no offense.
In time.
Okay.
I don't know. If I see her,
You want to stay away
Hopefully,
from
I will not need to do any
travel.
work.
Don't cross that bridge for a little bit.
If you wish to help,
Nix
if
is about to
things
make
got
his move.
terribly, terribly wrong, feel free to wait here, as this is the clinic, this is where all the supplies will be, and this is where I'm going to be bringing people once they're working up.
Well, I think she knows. She's fine.
luckily it would mean I'm getting involved, so,
Did you hear that?
let's say,
that is optional, that is up
Yes,
to
it appears the decision has been made.
disagree.
I wonder if the other
I'm not, saying
Yes.
if you wish to help.
My arms hurt.
Good to know that this
I am the only medical professional here.
Nix considers himself important enough to make a decision on behalf of the ship, regardless of. Well,
Probably. I'm not too sure what my other sisters have gotten up to.
He has been a consistent problem.
yes. Yes.
I don't like him. But Mitt says I should be nice.
Sometimes it does pay to play nice with those that we do not agree with.
Yes. He did save me.
Okay. Then.
I did say thank you, even though I didn't want to. I probably would have been fine.
I do know my father. I've been away for a while. It's kind of hard to get communications and letters here, so. That was it.
There they go.
Over there?
Why?
For the ambush.
Well, I'm sure that if the shoe was on the other foot and someone else aboard the ship made an executive decision that
Well, usually when somebody
had ramifications for the entirety of the ship without full consultation, that he would be entirely fine with that.
Yes. I love Wilkie in this role. He has so much sass. I don't know if you've noticed, but Wilkie out of character is very sassy.
Siblings usually look alike.
Okay, go get Muffin. We'll be fine.
It appears they're entering into conflict with them now, or intending to.
Pretty sure you
So.
have spoke of your sibling. They also have similar white hair.
Perhaps we can hope that they don't find success and have some troublemakers alleviated for now.
Well, there you go.
That would certainly make some things easier. Considering.
After this whole thing gets cleared up again, I need to talk with you about some future business plans, okay?
Of course.
At the moment, my attention is a bit split, so...
It's not exactly the best time, no.
Indeed.
Usually how it works, yes.
At least the little worm is not at the forefront of causing the problem this time.
The worm! The worm! I think she's talking about Elfe?
Perhaps.
What if I crouch? Can I crouch?
If all our issues prevail on one set of sides, that would be an awful lot more convenient to alleviate ourselves of said problem.
Oh.
Quite true.
We're not all the same. I'm
It'd be
here,
nice
they're
not to
not.
have to worry about
No, I
it
can't.
longer.
I look like I'm taking a shit.
Magical, others are, some go to school, some wander. That's kind of all I know. I don't know what they're all getting up to.
Actually,
As I said, I don't really get letters here.
I don't think I've ever cut your name, actually.
It's Kate.
Just when I've told you.
Maybe you told them that.
But I guess I did tell a lot of people when you all first came here.
It's also been a little while. Admittedly.
Can I get on the ground without lifting my ankles?
No, you
Stay flat on the ground. Stay flat. Oh my god. I'm practicing crouching.
Practicing crouching.
I am trying to do it without getting on my tippy toes. But I'm bad at it.
So what's the plan?
There you go.
Stay here until if they actually do something.
I believe they're doing something now.
Oh, lovely.
Wanna make our way
Speaking of which, I'm gonna head over there.
Can I continue?
They said that they were discussing things. At least that's what they were when I was last there.
Yes, of course, I did not intend to interfere.
How low can I go before I lift off the ground? Keep your feet on the ground. Keep your feet on the ground. I am a frog.
Is it bad that I'm getting to know you so well?
My feet are not on the ground. Crouching is hard. I think I'm just too fucking round. Got a lot of front load packaging.
And what advantage do you intend to gain by practicing this particular skill?
I know that Toffee can sit like that for a really long time, and if I'm listening in on a conversation, then maybe if I crouch, I can listen for a lot longer and still be hidden. But if I stand up straight and something comes over here, then I would be able to defend you quicker. So I guess crouching isn't that useful unless I'm trying to be sneaky.
Views usually imply that is the reason.
Regular vitals, you can feel your own heartbeat upon being.
Mitt says I'm not subtle.
Is that so?
Yes. He says, I'm bright and loud.
Are you okay?
I just heard a certain.
I suppose it has a point.
I think if you stand still for long enough, you might be mistaken for a light post. Your hair matches the lamps. Look at it.
Lamp post.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to go lay down for a moment?
I think I get what you mean.
A lamp post.
Would you rather be a tree?
Surely did hear it, so you rest assured.
I didn't mean to make you angry.
Are you hearing things?
But it's what I thought.
No, I'm good. I'm good. Funny.
I sort of wish they would just go ahead and do it so we could get done with it and get past
Fond of eavesdropping.
Yes. I like to know things.
Do you wish that you were listening in now on their tense negotiations that I suppose those have already fallen through?
No, Orpheus can do that. And I am better right next to you.
What is he, like a kid?
I already talked to you about listening when people think that I am not.
Yes. Yes, we did speak of such.
That is when you told me I couldn't eat your plants. Has that changed yet?
No.
Okay.
It hasn't changed.
I will not eat Faven's plants.
Lemon, I wasn't going to, but I'll take one.
Yo, muffin?
Thank you.
Apparently the previous me packed a lot of them. I have like.
Can I ask you another question?
You just did.
Can I ask another one?
Yes, you may.
Will I get to be as tall as you?
I suppose there's a chance.
Okay. If I grow, will my big be big?
I suppose that it makes sense.
I hope so.
Are you sure it's something you thought?
And what if Big becomes so huge that you are not able to reasonably occupy most space?
Then I will be outside.
Do you know what's different?
You two see anything while you've just been staring off towards that direction?
Not a thing.
Also, Sprout, Miyamoto has some candies. He's been handing a couple of them out if you probably want one.
Okay. When I am not working, maybe.
Fair enough. I just thought you'd want one.
Thank you.
Welcome.
You may go. I doubt. A handful of steps difference is going to make.
Oh, be careful.
History has proven otherwise. Every time you all are out of my sight, I come back and you are injured. I think the moment I turn around, someone's gonna show up.
I would like to think it's not that common.
It has happened every time. consistently. Every time.
Not to right now, honestly. It's just making certain everyone is fine.
Then we needn't cause undue concern.
Okay. Also, I'm pretty sure I just heard him choke on one.
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm just a bit worried about us having to flee now. Things go south.
If we do have to flee, I will protect you with big, no, just big.
At what point does Big's classification change?
If I get bigger, then I will be big. But for now, I'm just big.
Surely you do get slightly larger every day.
You mean it?
I would imagine so.
I hope so. Sometimes I get headaches, and it only feels better when I hit things, and that's because my horns are growing.
If your horns are growing, then you most definitely are still growing. Since they are the most prominent feature atop your head.
I think they count as making me taller.
Yes, I would say so.
You are unlucky because your ears are on the side, just like mine, and so they don't help us the same way that Akane's do. What is this?
I suppose not.
We could just say she's cheating.
I did not realize it was quite the competition.
I cannot help it.
Taken quite some time for us to hear anything of this little skirmish.
Yes. I bet if I tried hard enough, I could get on this roof. And I could check.
Go ahead then.
Probably get closer to that portal, shall we?
There is a fight!
I had suggested as such earlier.
And how do the odds look from up there?
They are pressed against a barrier.
We should
Pressed against a barrier?
Yes.
You mean they're cornered?
No, I think the Accord might be cornered. Maybe? I saw lots of magic. And people sitting on that bridge, watching. Like Mia and our friend with the coat.
Hey, Faven, Sprouts, there's fighting that started outside of the house where things were meant to be hidden, so if you have any possessions, I would start grabbing them in case we have to run to the portal. You're saying?
I only have myself. Do you need help? Are you okay? Was that funny, Wilkie?
I have everything on me that I
Waiting for the
require.
other suit. Go.
Okay.
I would not trust my possessions to be left anywhere other than on my person in a place like this.
Would you like me to keep watching?
Might as well. There seems little else to do in the meantime.
The magic has stopped. But they are still fighting. It looks like Toffee and Killer are fighting. They will be fine. It looks like everyone fighting one person. Oh. I'm gonna get off the roof before the guards get mad.
Let's go. Let's go.
We're going to head for the gate.
Okay.
Very well.
Yes.
I did happen to make a friend, so that might be a bonus.
Something at least.
I recommend that they seek you out. At least to say thank you.
Very well. I'll keep it in mind. Shall we then?
Okay, good, great.
Thank you.
Are you leaving?
At least sticking close to the gate.
That makes sense. A group of guards, I'm not sure whether they were sent by a
ahead
court
of
or
everyone else.
shimmering nothing and just joined the fray again, so.
Great.
Just walk out calmly.
Excuse me, Jasper. Latency's a bitch.
Just keeping watch of our backs.
Good.
here or further on would probably be the safest. It allows us to
Portal's
see
that way.
both avenues of attack.
Yeah.
Depends on if you want to go straight to the portal now or wait.
Where would you advise we wait? Sprout.
Not in the middle where we can be surrounded. If you stand by a rock, I will climb it and keep eyes up.
Let's move forward over here just a bit then.
Look at that.
Alden is coming.
Oh shit. Fine. Shit.
Don't involve yourself.
We can't get involved.
She made it. She made the portal, that's all you need to know.
Grand. And that's pretty bad for us, huh?
It's pretty bad for a bunch of people.
You word on Fable?
Yes, they have a couple of colors with some sort of mind magic spell. They're trying to get Johan to break him. If Johan
Mind
decides to
magic?
get involved, that is. Yes. Excuse me.
Here comes Seaside.
Are you?
Whether they're going to pick
I'm saying,
individuals or
are you
lump us
volunteering
all
yourself?
in is something I do not know. Either way, in the coming week, we might be there to set up too much more.
But you are afraid that you might. Or give me an inkling of feeling that you might.
I'll try not to.
He's going to throw her.
I'm standing, yes, not doing that.
And she's gone.
Neutral?
Then come sit.
I feel like the moment I'm gonna sit down, I'm gonna have to get back up. So.
There are more people coming from that direction.
Actually told.
Fighting's over.
Doesn't change anything of the fact that I don't want to stay here and I will be
why.
Did he get hit on the head so hard that he does not distinguish enemy from friend now?
No, I can't see him.
You're gonna see a sword sticking out of his stomach.
Okay!
No.
Hey! Yeah!
Move out of my way.
No! You said it!
What
Touch
is
me,
that coming out of his
and I'll
stomach?
claw your eyes out.
A sword. I see.
He said that, and you know he probably means that.
He's.
I guess he just. You know he probably means that.
Yeah.
Regardless, if you intend to remain impartial, the last thing we can do is assist.
Not soon. The person will fight.
Has a sword
That.
in his entire belly.
In the market.
Yeah, all the dead bodies down there. I think it's the flavors, something.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
At least outside one of their
I'm
buildings.
not sure, but I think I watched him toss the body over the edge.
He's going to die.
You're right.
He's not gonna die. Give him some time to cool off. If you want to, I just don't want you getting hurt trying to heal him. Because right now his emotions are very high.
Just know, have it your
A sword is impaled through his chest, Finch.
That's why I was going to say we can follow him.
It was worth it.
But be careful.
You know, though perhaps the one rule we were supposed to not break, and we promised all.
The thing is we were given this opportunity by the broker himself.
Well,
and the broker is the law here.
It seems like there is no law here.
We were given conditions to be here, and you all broke it.
If I hear you, I'm aiding in this.
Well, it looked like that way. Were you not given
you're
consideration?
so darn, at least throw some bandages on the ground so she doesn't bleed to
Those
death.
that did not want to be. No.
Make your choice. Don't complain about it.
It was made obvious that we would clearly separate ourselves if it brought everyone else behind.
Yes, and that'll make everything better by your words.
Please let me assist.
Also, Snow, there's a difference between choosing a side and helping the injured person in front of you.
Depends on who you speak with at this point.
Besides, even the Nix is not here, I doubt they're taking a look
She's
at
just,
Maeve.
if there's any blood on you, she's basically getting
There's
sucked
nothing
up
to
and helping
kill.
close the wound. There might be a scar, but yeah.
So is it over?
I should probably see if I can alert the infirmary head. I did promise.
It would
She's
seem
there
be aware.
But she's not going to treat any of us. She can't get involved.
Like I said, you'll be on to use a sign. But if there's
I
an injured
will
person in
make
front of
sure
you,
of it when the-
If we are not getting kicked out, can we sit down somewhere?
let's go accidentally find ourselves.
Where would you like to sit?
Anywhere Faven is comfortable?
God.
I cannot wear.
Not bad, not bad.
Yes?
If you mean stealth-wise, it was pretty rough. This little girl that came running out, whatever, woman, she just kept running around and surviving all sorts of blows. I suspect he had some magic equipment. And she ran right to the market, so, again, even if the broker...
I suppose the only place with any way adequate seating was the tavern itself.
I agree.
Out of curiosity, was this acting on the
mind mage?
Was this acting on the original information we got from the broker? Or did you strike a second?
Then we'll get to hear the gossip.
That was your intention with sitting. To return to eavesdropping.
Only a little. Truthfully, sometimes these boots still hurt my feet. And if the danger is gone, maybe I can sit down.
Perhaps that is another symptom of your continued growth.
Maybe. But if I sit down and then the danger is not gone and you get hurt, then I'll never sit down again. I would rather cut my legs off.
Then you would be unable to stand entirely.
I would not cut my legs off.
Sorry, was Cedros that way?
I don't know.
Thanks.
Well, at the very least, if they were going
Are you
to
alright?
do so quietly and not so flashy.
I
Both of
suppose
you?
I share.
Yes, quite unfazed by the situation.
I don't
I
blame
take it you were
You were
in amongst
I did my
it.
job.
captivity doing what you had to do. I blame the lack of
Yes,
foresight
I'm sure you did.
that the others in their desire to be heroes, they act rashly. They don't always think about the long-term consequences.
Has Faven been sleeping here when we stay here?
Reluctantly.
Okay.
Why?
I'm just curious. Don't sit on me. I did all of this to sit crisscross applesauce. I'm going to. If we get kicked out and we walked all the way over here, I am so sorry.
I'm sure if they were endeavoring to shoo us out of here swiftly, an effort would have been made to do so already.
You're probably right.
I imagine there was quite some truth to the statement that the slavers weren't well liked here if the broker was willing to allow, regardless of their authority.
Perhaps. Thank you. Sitting down?
It was a simple enough request. The least I could do in return for your extended protection, after all.
Why wasn't Akane doing it?
Akane had arrangements to make.
Okay.
Yes.
I did not know that you knew Killer.
The slave that was bought
Yes.
by Toffee, yes.
I knew that you helped. I did not know you knew each other.
When the one he considers master is absent, finds himself serving much the same position that you are today.
Do you know why? Or is it just natural?
I imagine himself and you share an awful lot of similar views on things.
Maybe. That would make sense.
From my limited time with them, my impression is that their beliefs are rather mostly in line with your own, from what I have gathered of your thoughts on most matters.
We come from the same place. We have met before. He used to keep an eye on us.
Perhaps then it's some odd sort of fate that the two of you find yourselves crossed in paths again.
Maybe.
Aboard an airship that is first of its kind.
What is fate?
A concept that is made up and passed from one another to allow folk that feel they have very little control over their lives. An excuse. Convenient one at that. A belief that your path is predetermined, not forged by your own action.
That makes sense. Does Faven believe in fate?
The only fate is the fate that you make for yourself. Nothing is arranged for you. Nothing is delivered for you. There are some more fortunate than others, yes. An inevitability of life. But the only way to ensure success is preparation, planning, and dedication. Not hope in some pre-written destiny. But what are your thoughts on the matter? Perhaps instead the question would be, what would you rather? Would you rather consequences to be prearranged? Or would you rather your actions face consequences directly?
It is difficult to think about, because fate describes Sprout's life so far. Everything is predetermined. I have not made choices. Not like you do.
The absence of choice can still be a choice. If you decide to listen to instructions given by someone else, that is still a decision that you've made, whether you're aware of it or not.
What if it is both? What if some things are predetermined and some things you have a choice in?
I anticipate this will be a larger group than this table has chairs for, but nevertheless, the less people have to repeat things, the better it is for both parties. Lest things start to get muddied.
It was a ship.
No.
I don't have room to believe in fate.
I could have passed, but so
Too much relies on
If you have requests that are unrelated
preparation.
to this matter, I am still a man of business. We can easily discuss those outside of this matter, but this one needs to come first.
But of course, your opinion is your own. Welcome to be formed on whatever basis you wish.
It does not cover your need.
It's all very confusing.
Unless you wish to have the conversation.
So it is.
It matters not to me.
I don't think knowing changes
Much
anything.
like there are those that study the sky, there are those that study dilemmas such as this.
Very well. Then we can
Hi.
give some time for those interested to file in.
Visually ASMR, bro.
And I am glad to see you are in good health.
You as well. who engaged in overmuch festivities earlier might find themselves limping in,
But I think that makes sense for Faven.
I have no idea what you might be talking about.
as you know,
Why do you
we're
say
a
that?
religious group.
Oh, I took as such. Though I'm sure everything that happened was completely and
I
utterly
think that everything Faven does,
right.
he does for a reason.
Excellent. As is wont to happen when people have had a rough day.
That certainly is the intention.
I don't think Fate could know all that.
Either way, I'm sure it is of no problem whatsoever. And if anything did happen, well, it could be looked into. But I'm sure it had nothing to do with any of you.
All we did was come here as customers and traders of our own.
As do many others. If the ones who wish to hear this are all recovering from a drunken binge of some sort, perhaps I should go to them.
As I said, the word has gotten around.
I see.
This may simply be who is interested.
Very well. If I need to repeat myself a bit, so be it. But one of them already knows the nature of this request of mine, but a point that was brought up has me wishing to understand what was meant by the business in the spirit realm isn't done yet. What happened that leads you to believe this?
So, how much has Cedros told you about our mission in the spirit realm so far? Just that we came out successful?
All that was mentioned is that you successfully found the component that was needed to create the cure, and that it has been tested to resounding success on a number of individuals, including some of your own. As there was no mention of complications.
So, when we got to the spirit realm, pretty much the entire school,
May I sit here?
thanks to the...
Oh, excuse me for being late to this meeting. There is a party that I just got. Oh, I heard quite a lot of drunken shenanigans. Yes,
Toffee is okay.
Yes.
I sure know how to party around here, I can say that.
Good.
Ether then had a accomplice within the spirit. A spirit by the name of Vesma.
Okay.
Yeah,
Through him, he was
she's
able
good.
to essentially corrupt my spirit. But when we took him out, one piece of information stuck with me. Despite his death, Ether Bane may still have a way of moving the spirit.
Sprott.
And the likely one to go in there
How do
is
you
Meredith.
feel about the accord?
That would not bode well, if that is the case.
On the bright side, we also have a location.
Am I supposed to feel a certain way?
That's what I was thinking.
I don't feel anything. It is the way.
Part is in an area near Au, a place by the name of Hot Clifton.
I see.
Killer
Was
feels?
just curious.
Then that is a natural need.
I'm not calling you
Killer
Kira.
is, I'm sure.
While you were all away in heat of day, I had sent one of my individuals to that region.
Did Killer want to do what Toffee wanted
Gathering
him to do?
more information under deep cover to try to narrow down
Killer
which
just
locations
listens.
that they were definitively up.
Wanted to help Toffee, though.
About a day ago, I had received a reply to a missive that I had sent, simply stating that a group of armed men with no
I've never
affiliation arrived
wanted
in Allen,
anything
that they were trying
much
to look
before.
into them further. They thought they might just simply be bandits. Since that message has arrived, I have not
Many
received
bosses
responses to
have
further
tried
missives,
to pay
which is unusual
Killer
given their track
with
record
drinks
of
and
typically
meals,
instantaneous replies.
sometimes gold,
You can certainly pull up.
but never kindness.
This effort is being conducted
Toffee pays with
towards
kindness.
Clifton. That was one of the locations that we had
Toffee is kind.
narrowed down our search to. It would be safe to say that we are now confirmed on where they are working from. The request was simply to
They made me into
go
a killer.
to Allen via a
And that's
portal
what I
that
did.
would open near the village.
Is Killer
not
wrong?
too close, given their copious use of opacia, which would have closed the portal
No.
instantly should it
Sprout doesn't think so.
contact with it and leave you all stranded. But now
Does
there is
Toffee
a
think
much
it was wrong?
higher chance that our informant
No,
has
at least not
crossed
that
ways
Killer
with
is
Mr.
aware
Vane
of.
in a way that they cannot extract.
Then it is okay. If Keeper says it's okay,
This favor was simply to look into the matter, but it seems
Keeper
that
says
there
it's
is
okay.
now
reinforcing bad behavior. Hi.
Either of you heard at all?
there
I didn't see you part of any of that, but I'm doing my rounds.
No.
then it is imperative that they do not
Okay.
opportunity.
Well, let me know if anything happens or if you get injured.
Okay.
So simply put,
Stay safe.
I can't feel my toes.
I need to also deliver some information.
Hmm.
Thank you. I was told to say thank you after receiving information.
I implore
Okay.
that you allow them to succeed in whatever they're planning.
Be well.
Okay.
A tangential question on the nature of the portals.
Sorry.
Are you aware of the unstable nature of them in Hinode?
I was informed, yes. My only suspicion, given that we had only opened one portal on this side, was that the lingering damage to the region by means of the mana storm likely split the effects of the magic such that it anchored in multiple places simultaneously. A phenomenon we had never encountered before, but given how that mana storm there even formed, it is not a surprise that it would be an unusual circumstance.
I have information. Not about this, but I overheard you mention trying to cover up what happened. The markets already know. They're talking about Kalypsia.
What? What are you talking about?
Or
It was just the drunken stupid.
I don't. We should get out of here soon.
Nothing has happened that I am aware of. If there has been an incident, then I will look into it.
Oh shit.
Rumors can be rumors, but if the info brokers know nothing about it, and that kind of is their job to know something about it, rumors are baseless.
It will. If there was an incident, it will take some time to look into it. But if there was, for any reason, further incident after the little stunt nearby the portals, then should things go favorably here, perhaps that will be grounds to make light of the
Discharged
situation.
what I was told.
Of course, I cannot condone if anything uncouth happened, but at this present time, I know nothing. And as far as I can see, I didn't see anything happen.
And I went and immediately got drunk.
That much is apparent based off how much you are swaying, good sir. But of course, if there is a worry of remaining here for long, then perhaps this invitation to go elsewhere will be a welcome diversion.
So, if I am getting this right, we go to the area nearby where Fort Clifford might be. Away from our.
The location would be opened near but not close to Awen to protect the stability of the portal, yes.
And what we want us to do is check the status on one of your members. And if possible, if they are still alive, bring them back.
Correct. A simple favor can go a long way, but should you happen to find evidence of other activities related to Eavesdropping's interests, if you happened to resolve anything of that nature, I'm sure that would go a long way if I were to come across anything in my, I guess, need to investigate if there were any incidents in the markets today.
Well, from what I understand, nothing happened outside of that party, and there was a few.
But rumors are rumors, and I have to look into them. But I am
That is fair.
anything but thorough. I will take my time for that matter. I'm sure I will not be able to get done with it all in the matter of this simple day. If you're not here at
Considering
the
that
time,
is an area that Kalypsia is going to go to eventually, I don't see a reason to deny this job.
Do we have any reason to believe that that's where Kalypsia is going?
We're going to have to deal with Eavesdropping eventually, and I believe the curator is also gunning for the
I've not seen any
let's say,
particular evidence
Ben.
that... I think it is not unlikely, but I simply mean I have not heard any direct evidence that the curator cares about either Bane.
it is...
Whether or not we are to go is unrelated. The Kalypsia is still under repair. Even if we go, we will not be left behind.
And of course, we would like to hear news of any findings that were found there regarding our people. So the way would be easily opened back, and then of course back to Rivendell, where, unless it is moved, your Kalypsia should still be.
Indeed. Your contacts there, I presume they will not know us. How will we know them?
Each of them tends to have a particular sign upon them. And if I gave you one that represents mine, simply showing it upon your person would make them aware that you are an ally to me. I can easily make arrangements. Precisely. I have several like this, and while some of them do not open anything tangible, they open the way to a mutual understanding by just a simple glance. If that is... It would be easier than trying to give away theirs, given that they may not even have it on them anymore. If they
I can't feel my toes.
just reach into his coat, pull out a Simply have that on your person in a visible location. And should they see you, they will know that you are there on behalf of me.
Of course.
And they will be more than happy to speak. Aside from that, whatever else you do in that region is entirely on you. But it seems like there's more at stake than what was originally going to be asked for. And while I would, of course, ask for Aetherbane's complete disruption and removal, I will settle for simply the return of my men. If more than that happens, I am sure there will be considerable gratitude that will have to be extended, regardless of whatever others may or may not be talking about at the time.
Of course. And if possible, if what Clifton really is where they are planning on re-entering Spirit Realm, first off, elimination of Meredith would be a very big boon to us. Secondly, the retrieval of the Shrine Maiden that they get them.
I'm not gonna lie, I am not following any of this. It's in one ear and out the other.
Why they want to do what they're doing. They seem intent on destroying magic, but it feels like they know something that we don't.
Well, and that was in part the reason that we sent our people there in an effort to try to get it firsthand. But it seems that they have thought a bit more ahead than we anticipated. But I do agree with the assessment that if nothing else, the removal of such a key figure in Meredith would greatly cripple their plans. While we do not know the exact extent of why she is key, it is evident that they are hinging their efforts around them.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting, but at the same time, what are you on? What's it getting?
Is there any question
Don't know. There's something here.
or shall we consider this
Is that my capsule?
arrangement to be sound, and I can start the preparations to get you a portal to the region?
I can think of none, though certainly we can discuss amongst ourselves, and if any come up, hopefully we can ask prior.
So much for returning to the ship.
Departure. Should we anticipate a departure late tonight or in the morning?
I will endeavor to have the portal open by the evening, but should rest be required for anybody that has had excitement today, then the morning is more than sufficient.
Of course. I think we can make sure that
Take
word
note.
gets around.
A hell of a party.
I'm sure it was. You can tell me all about it upon your return. I would love to hear the details, in as much detail as you can.
I think there'll be one particular part that you might enjoy.
I'm sure I will. Then I believe that for now, our business is concluded. Did you
There is
still
a
need to
matter.
speak?
There is still one matter left.
Very well. I will be heading back to the
Sorry,
den. If you wish to speak
didn't notice.
privately, then by all means.
I'm
feel
glad you're
free.
safe. We did what we
To
could
the
in the
rest of you,
desert, and
I bid you a good night.
then all
and
of that
try to
mess.
stay out of any
was
more rambunctious. We want too many rumors.
All party now, so none for me.
Yeah, I'm fine. Don't worry. I know.
It's quite
I
the party.
understand why you did what you did. Even if
Excuse me a
perhaps
moment. I'll be right back.
There's a better way.
Based on what certain individuals said in that meeting.
They used a lot of big words I don't understand.
I'm glad you were unharmed at the party.
I'll be honest, I
Sorry, we took so long.
off ever so slightly. It's almost the entire thing.
I think we are going somewhere else, and we're going to talk to someone else. And that's the gist of it.
Oh, great.
You did wait for
Explain my reasoning for such altruism.
It ended up like this.
Or at least I do.
Maybe. I didn't catch it.
Have some
I might need to see you later.
promise those scars will
Just to make sure everything's healed.
okay? No, I mean, I thought better. I've had a long day. Listen,
To quick deep and then be back.
I've been working on a few things.
Need something? No.
I might be busy and no, forget it. Are you?
Very.
Do you know if your brother or Nick's
if you ever
gonna, give you some clothes or something?
I already told him to put a shirt on.
Walk around with a
You did, didn't you?
burlap sack.
I did. Over by the portal.
But I didn't tell you.
Yeah. Okay. Well, if they don't, I'll get you some clothes, some money. It's not a big deal.
I'm going.
Sorry. I have a lot in my head today and lately, so. But I'm glad you're back. And that is the truth. Okay.
I think that's 2 days in a row. That's really upsetting to think about.
It's my pleasure.
I need to like
Welcome aboard, I guess.
See you later. I suppose so. We have a lot
Yeah.
to catch up on, that's for sure.
Yeah, we do.
So,
Yeah. Oh.
what's your name?
Yes.
Faven,
I'm sure you want to reacquaint yourself with others.
Yes.
I know that I wanted to sit.
Call me Lamb.
I can no longer feel my toes.
Apparently up to you.
You really should invest in better shoes.
Yes. Yes,
And
I know.
yours, I'm not sure if you mentioned it.
Eli bought them for me. I have to get used to them.
I'm Leto Broadmoor. Blacksmith, gunsmith, runesmith, mechanic. So if you need anything.
I suppose we can
Well, considering we have
be up and
Darla
about
here,
again.
Okay,
Is that your weapon?
let's hope I don't fall over.
You call them?
Yes,
That's what they
let's
call
hope you don't.
themselves. At least the name I gave it to them. I'm not sure if they really like it or not.
Well, if you're not looking for a weapon, I do other things. Or if Darla's looking for some runes.
I was wondering if you'd be interested in holding up the other end of the deal of the whole I don't kill you, you help me out once in a while.
I'm not
That would depend what it is you require assistance with. Whether it is something I am able
Well, they are
to assist.
I have documents stating names and locations in Valinor. Though the location of the documents come from Rivendell. The name, I'm wondering if you know or not. If I hand you these documents, will I see them tomorrow?
Shouldn't have gone off on you like that. But I was just.
How many are we
been a lot.
talking?
Well,
Just one.
the time
Rolled up neatly right there.
I apologize.
Very well, I can ensure that it is
There's
returned
no
to you by
apology for me.
tomorrow.
Considering the position that
Thank you.
So sassy.
If you recognize the name in there, please let me know.
that we had to settle for. So, if anybody ever needs to divulge rant or whatever have you, confessions, then I'm always here to listen.
Well,
Still, it could have been done a bit more politely and gracefully.
At least you got it out.
I personally didn't mind, but if you feel the need to apologize, then I accept it.
Anyway, I'm not sure if I'll find her at all, but I think we're going to go with her.
Didn't exactly take note of the direction she went. Sorry.
Quite alright.
I'm surprised you're not glued to your moth angling. You work for a noble.
Found her.
You like this spot a lot.
It is the one place that has any semblance to normality.
Is it?
Well, it's still a bit of a stretch. Almost bright enough to be sunlight.
It is blue, like the sky. I'm actually so tired. I'm gonna lay down, probably. I think they might ruin the view.
I concur. Very well. I'm sure we can find some other place away from too much attention.
He looked like a quest giver. What is that face for? What do you see?
I just wish to be sure that we're not being followed.
Up, up. I don't think so.
Very well.
I said on something. I'm gonna unsit on something, I think. Someone just got so excited by that. Sounds a no. No.
Curious, most curious.
You scared me. What's going on?
Something the matter.
Yes! No, everything's fine. Do you know where Kane is? Or maybe Elfe?
Kane was last seen by the healers building.
More. Something going on around you, sirs. Thank you. I'm joking.
Strange.
She sure did, but I saw her name tag, so I can't say anything about it.
You curious?
About?
The document that I was reading.
Yes! What does it say? Is it a story?
Of sorts, I suppose. You can label a contract as a story. A bill of purchase, a term servant.
Okay.
If I am not mistaken, the very person that handed me the document.
What about them?
At some price they had. I don't suppose you remember how much you are traded hands for.
No, it always changes.
Rough figure, perhaps?
Lots of gold?
Yes, lots of gold.
Most people couldn't afford me. Faven probably could.
I'm sure I probably could.
Sounds a girl. Do you want out?
Which does beg the question of why the price of this individual.
It probably depends on their skills and how well trained they are.
Supposedly, this particular term servant wasn't particularly well versed in any skills at the point of sale. makes it all the more curious.
How is a term servant different from a slave?
Why do you ask?
They sound similar. And I've never heard of term servant. But they are still someone you buy?
I suppose it depends who you ask. The answer you would get to that question.
I am asking Faven.
There are most definitely some that view the term servant program as no better than slavery. That it is slavery in all but name. Granted, the similarities are quite broad.
Are you two alright? It's been a while since I've seen you at all.
I can't feel my feet.
Shortly still alive.
Maybe you should sit down.
I was sitting down. That's why I couldn't feel them.
Oh. Then continue to stand for your own good.
Okay. Except my feet are tired.
Excellent diagnosis.
What?
What? Raven, when you have the time another day, I wish to speak with you, if that is alright with you.
I suppose it would be alright.
Thank you. I'll be on my way.
Why not now? Why is everyone so distant from you today? Is it my fault? Should I go?
No.
Wobble, 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 wobble.
Though it is probably for the best, given most of the activities today were aggravated in nature.
If you say so.
As to your question, there is a distinct difference. Slavery was outlawed in Valinor, replaced by term servantry. It allows the term servants some assurances that were lacking in forced into slavery.
Okay. Thank you for answering my question. I know that I ask a lot, but I try to understand. Mitt is used to it, but Faven might not be.
It is a valuable skill to acquire information when you are lacking it. One that is all too uncommon in some. Many take what they know, jump to their own conclusions and there.
Is Faven talking about people from the Kalypsia, or is he talking about people from before?
Both. No. There are folk like that everywhere you go. Is there anything that you wish to get done here? In the limited time that we have, or we're ferried off to that next destination of ours for whatever task that they deemed us fit for?
I only wanted to climb. But I don't think that's a good idea. And I can climb in other places. The sky here looks really low. So I guess I wondered if I got as high as I could, if this one could hear me or not. Do you think if it had someone it could talk to, it would be brighter?
There are plenty in the revere the sun. I imagine it's an all too common target of quarrels and quandaries amongst the many people that live in this world of ours. Though I have yet to hear much in the way of proof that it answers back, like you seem to think the sky might.
I only think that because Toffee said so. I did not see the sky for a long time. I wondered if it knew that I existed down there. I wondered if it missed me. I did not miss it because I didn't know it existed. But now that I know of it, I love it so much. Does Faven have things he wants to do before we go?
I would rather spend as little time in this vile place as possible.
Is there anything Sprout can do to make your current stay more comfortable while we wait?
Regrettably not.
Okay. Well, since Mid is not here, when Faven is ready to retire, Sprout will follow. Don't look at me like that.
It is what you wish. It seems as though things have settled for the most part. I don't think there is much, all too much need to be concerned. That something is going to happen.
No. But now I am doing it for me. I shouldn't be alone. Not here.
Yes, yes. That is wise. Don't suppose that you happen to possess some form of deed of ownership for your most recent transaction.
What did I buy?
The purchase of yourself.
Oh, no, they found me in a cage. There was only a couple of you in the woods. And I woke up in it, and then I found Holly. And now I'm here. And they gave me to Mitt.
Yes, I thought it unlikely.
Why?
Well, in a situation such as the one causing the aggravated warband, if you happen to have the documentation of your ownership, then it rather cements your position. Though, granted, this is a place of thieves and scoundrels, mayhaps their consideration for the importance of such documents might not give them the importance and use that they are intended for, but regardless, in any case, this is hardly the only place one could find themselves.
I think those things
Alleviated of their freedoms.
are still with my other keepers.
Yes, I imagine as much. Do you believe that these other previous keepers of yours might be making any efforts to track you down, given your loss?
Maybe. They seemed pretty happy. I think. They looked happy. And they did not drop me off. It was an accident. There was lots of rain. And a bump in the road. And I fell off, and they kept going.
I see. suppose it might be possible to procure such documents.
Procure. Create.
Yes, create.
Maybe. If you really wanted them. I'm sure Killer has some. We could make it similar.
I'm all too familiar with the designs of such documents.
Have you had others from the Accord?
Term servants and slaves in general, unless there's some specifics that I'm unaware of in your documentation. Usually they are fairly standard across the board. Makes for easier transfer between interested parties and the like.
I didn't know that.
I suppose we could either both would be forgery. Either presume to have purchased you from them and create documents stating as much, or perhaps more easily conceivable documentation of one of the multitude of other term servant arrangements that had chanced upon you, and after making best attempt to return to you to your previous owners, took ownership of you yourself before selling you on to someone aboard the Kalypsia. Both of which would allow you official enough documentation that if you were to find yourself in an unfortunate situation, it would assist at the very least. Obviously, if those who were the ones that actually did lose you were to find, theirs would refute those documents. There. Perhaps in this case the benefit outweighs the chance of the cost.
Maybe. I don't know where we were going. I don't know where they are. The world is big. Bigger than I thought. And yet, I found Killer again.
Yes. One of those many curiosities that lead people into attributing things to fate.
The Accord is not small. It does not surprise me that they are out here. I guess the interest is specifically Killer. But you could say that about several of others that I've run into.
That you knew before and have met on your travels since.
Yes. Even Flora. She was one. And I'm not sure yet, but maybe Eka. That one is difficult to remember, but there's something about her.
Well, it would take very little effort to fabricate these documents. And potentially quite some value in possessing them, so. If our next little venture allows me the free time to arrange things, and see to it to be done.
Okay. Would you like anything in return?
Have you not spent the entire day protecting me?
Yes. That is normal. This is a gift.
You offer far too much, far too willingly. If you ever get tired of protection, I would advise you don't go into the merchant business.
Okay, I won't. Should I do something differently?
No. There are merely some professions that just aren't suited for some folk.
Okay. That's alright. I like my current role. I'm not sure. I don't talk to him often. He often confides in others. I think he enjoys secrets.
Yes. Most undoubtedly.
He got upset with me about my opinions on Killer and buying him. He is like Toffee. They think that if the collar is gone, Killer is free, and that's that. But it is not so simple. I have tried to say this. They don't understand.
No, that he is scary.
I think Maeve is similar. Mitt is better about it, but he didn't understand either. I think there are only a couple of people who do. The hell was that, dude? Are you okay?
Yes.
Okay. There was a weird motion that you did, and I thought maybe you were gonna fall over.
No.
What's wrong?
Still gnaws and that feeling of that conflicting feeling.
Do you want to tell me now?
I suppose it wouldn't hurt. Made some arrangements. Well,
Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Wait, that was with me.
You remember the one that I spoke of while I was there?
Yes.
nature of the arrangements were made. They were made because of her.
Aww.
Let's just say I promise.
That sounds like a good thing.
Yes.
But why are you conflicted?
You would think. There's a small part of me that feels as though the nature of the way that this arrangement was settled is an affront to her memory.
What does that mean?
It is almost there. That small part of me feels as though it is an insult to her memory, the way in which things were arranged.
Can we fix it?
I don't believe so. Perhaps I merely have to prove to that small part of myself that it is indeed that she would have understood.
Is there a way to ask her?
If only. There has been no place that I have felt so close to her.
Oh.
As that little garden in here since I lost it.
Favorite lore. It hurts my heart, man. Because I'm like getting pieces of it from both sides. Ugh. God.
Feels about the furthest one could be.
Not too much longer. And we can leave. And maybe it'll feel a little better.
Yes.
Did she
That is the hope.
like you the same way you speak like her?
Yes.
Then you know her. perhaps you might be able to predict what she would say. I can do that with Ahmed sometimes. Maybe you're the same.
I did think that to be true. Though, with time, and it has been.
Hey, Sprout.
Hello.
How are you?
I am good.
That's good.
How are you?
What about you, Mr. Faven?
Looking forward to departing this place.
Agreed.
Mhm.
I'm okay. Lot of mess I'm conflicted about, but don't regret it. Well, stay safe, okay? When we get out of here, we'll go swimming and pick flowers or something.
Okay.
Okay, and climbing. I won't forget climbing.
Yes, I would want
I'll
to.
do my best to keep up.
Okay. What do you think she would say?
I had always thought that she'd understand. But the longer it's been, the more doubt has crept in. And it has been quite some time. Some 5 centuries.
Do you regret it?
Regret what?
No. What you were conflicted about.
No. It was always intended to be seen about some way or another.
I think Faven will make himself more sad if he keeps wondering.
Yes, I do believe you are quite correct there.
I was always taught that there's only one way, and it's forward.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. Hey. I got 3 balls.
What?
I sold 3 balls. I got 3 balls from like candy balls.
Did you choke on them? Wait.
No, I swallowed them.
That's not what I
I'm a good
meant.
swallower.
Where did you procure these candy balls from?
So
I hate myself. I hate myself.
Saimoto? Moto?
That's why I asked. Because he choked on them earlier.
And he gave you
Fucking
his candy balls.
Christ.
And you
I think he did say 5 centuries.
Sold them? No, I oh yeah, I swallowed them. Yeah, swallowed them, yeah. I'm a good swallower.
No, I thought you did say that you sold them.
So we meet again.
Again, not again.
You know, it went okay. Oh.
Ow.
Oh.
Ow.
Angry.
Ow.
So angry. Be
Ow.
nice. No, be nice. Hey, be nice. Be nice. No.
What do I do with it?
Get down.
Just stop it. It's good now. I'm the animal whisperer. I did good. Good. Squirrel.
If I put it down, it'll
We
run
can be
away.
friends.
Yeah.
Probably.
We want that?
You want some candy? No, not candy. Do you want some bread?
Do you particularly want the creature?
I was gonna eat it.
Bread? Oh. Okay. Ow. That hurt.
No one seems to have come over running upset that you've stolen their pet, so I imagine.
You can make it your pet.
Or I could make it dinner.
Or that. I don't think he likes that. He gave you a look.
He cannot look at me. He is too small.
Well, he's
I
looking
don't
at you.
understand the words you are saying.
I think he understands. Oh.
I could just bite it, and it would die, maybe. Like the other ones. What does Faven want me to do?
Are you gonna cook it?
No.
You gonna eat it?
Maybe.
You caught the creature. It is yours to decide its fate.
Do you have a family?
Oh my god.
Do you? Show me. Where is it? There. Is it here? Is the family here? No. Is the family here? No. Is the family here?
Well, occasional people don't know you found it.
She has the squirrel. So you couldn't even eat
Surprised it
one.
hasn't bit you yet.
It hurt me a lot.
Oh, never mind.
Sounds like that squirrel's a bitch.
You need to be patched up?
Just my fingers. That's okay. I might kill it.
Okay. Oh.
Oh.
That might be an area, just so you know.
Yeah, that might be a person.
You might be a real person.
Show me your person.
I mean, if it was, can they just talk or turn into like a not animal? I don't. How do they work?
So that's not. So oh my god! Holy shit, bro!
Oh my god! Oh, it is.
So they have
it was
like
not
a soul
shaking. That thing was
bond, so,
thrusting.
like,
What the fuck?
It's like familiar, basically. Did you just bite its tail?
Are you a person? I'm gonna put you down, and you can be a person. And if you run, I'll get you.
I think it's going to run. It's going to run.
I'd probably run.
I don't know about you, but for some
Oh
that
my
it goes.
god, that's a fat squirrel.
Ow! Ow! I'm so sorry. You don't have to stay if you don't want. I'm just gonna. Can I have an EM card?
Yes, hold on.
What a fucked up day.
You fucked up.
I hope you're not a person. Thanks.
I'm not.
Great. Thank you.
Oh.
I got it.
I see that. Did you get its family too?
It didn't have one. I
Okay.
checked.
Okay. Good. You gonna eat it?
Yeah. I think I will ask if they want some. Do you want some? I'll be right back.
Okay.
That's absolutely the dead squirrel.
No, your mouth is covered in.
Can I have it?
So how does a nary work?
Do you want some?
So if that was a nary, they're dead.
Can I have it? Well,
So,
potion
but,
thing.
but that was a squirrel.
A squirrel.
A dead squirrel.
Oh, the squirrel.
But like,
You have to share with me.
So the most
It's dinner.
logical explanation in my mind is the nary.
I mean, I can just
Which
take the
is
tail.
terrifying
Okay.
that just happened.
well, that was. But if they were like a person, then they speak.
No, they are soul bonded.
You might wanna
That's
remove
not
the
a
fur
person.
first.
The soul is tied to a person. So you
Ew.
kill one, the other dies.
That or, just bite the hole and then eat from the inside
Well, if I
out.
was a nary, I would keep my fucking animal with me at all times because people fucking kill wild animals all the time because people are kind of psychos.
I think it's the Kalypsia thing.
Inside. Out, yeah.
Are you chewing on it? Are you eating a raw dead squirrel?
The thought of there being like a dead person somewhere now because you ate that squirrel is kind of. I'm probably not. I mean, who?
I mean, a fucking pirate, I guess, dude.
I've killed lots of
I mean,
squirrels.
if yeah, I mean, if they're dead already, they would have turned back by now, I think.
Well, they don't. But Daku just explained that's not what it. But that's.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if one dies, the other
It's
dies.
stringy.
You want to cook it?
It's stringy.
No, that's okay.
You eating the fur and everything?
No, I'll.
That's disgusting.
I have a hole.
She's eating it out from the inside.
I have a hole.
Shut up.
What?
She bit a hole and then eat it out,
Hmm.
She's eating up the
You see that
squirrel.
with holes. That's sure.
Yeah.
Huh.
You don't want any?
No, you go for it.
Okay.
You go, girl.
Um.
Got that. You go, girl.
It's in my teeth.
Oh.
I
Was it
forgot
good?
how stringy they are. It's not my favorite. I don't think it was worth it.
It wasn't worth the effort.
Nope. They also
Okay.
said it might be a nary.
A what?
I don't know. Apparently that means they could be a person.
Oh.
Not anymore.
Yeah, not for
Nope.
sure, not anymore.
Do you want some now? I chewed a hole through it. You don't have to worry about the fur.
No, I'm good. I got a lot of candies.
Okay. I will bury the rest and save it for later.
Well, we're not gonna stay here.
I will take it with me.
Yeah. You sure that you took all the blood?
No.
I think it's like blood running down your...
That's okay.
Oh, okay. You sure?
Yeah.
It's like running all over the place.
Yeah. It'll wash off.
Yeah. Okay. You do. Anyways, I'm gonna run around for a little bit, and then I'm gonna go I don't know. I'll see you around.
Bye. I'm sorry that our moment got ruined. I was gonna give you a hug, and now I'm covered in blood.
You needn't apologize.
I just wish you weren't so sad. I know how to help boo-boos now. But Mitt says I can't heal someone's heart.
No.
I will learn how. Just for you. And for him.
A valiant endeavor. I do believe the hour is getting on. It might be wise to get some rest, especially if they are intending now to throw us through some portal to some other place.
Okay. I'm ready.
Were you staying in the tavern or you were staying on the ship?
I think I came from the ship. I will go where you go.
I'll be glad enough to return for a good night's sleep.
Yes, maybe I can feed Finn the rest of this thing.
I'm sure it will appreciate it.
Mitt says he needs a name before he gets too old to remember it. But it's hard. No, Mitt says I must choose. And that's really difficult. I hope so. Before it's too late.